Hi everyone, this is Learning with Linda, and today I bring you an update regarding the SNAP emergency allotment. We have the list of states who are sending their last emergency allotments in January, February, and March. Now remember also that the emergency allotments will end in the month of February. So once again, I repeat, remember that the emergency allotments will be ending in the month of February. However, some states like California, Nevada, or Minnesota will send their last extra allotment from February in the month of March. And of course, that's usually because these states are 1 month behind. We also have an update regarding the state stimulus. So starting off with the state of Maine, the state of Maine announced payout dates for the $900 checks. And then also Minnesota residents could receive up to $2,600 thanks to a proposal by Governor Walz. So make sure you guys stay until the end of this video to ensure that you receive this information. Now, before we get started, if you're interested in the latest news regarding stimulus, child tax credit, SNAP, p-ebt, and everything in between, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. Now let's get right to it. And so remember that there's a couple of states who are no longer providing their SNAP emergency allotments. Here's the updated information as of January 2023. So these states have already ended their state COVID-related emergency declarations and therefore have ceased issuing those emergency allotments. So starting off with states like Missouri, Florida, Idaho, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. These states ended their benefits in 2021. Then we had other states like Iowa, Arizona, Kentucky, Indiana, Georgia, Alaska. Those states ended their benefits in 2022. And then more recently, South Carolina will be ending their benefits as well in January of 2023. And in case you missed it in one of my previous videos, here we have the payout dates for January of 2023 when it comes to the SNAP emergency allotments. Here we have the states that were approved. So starting off with Alabama, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, DC, Illinois, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, and New Hampshire. Other states that were approved were New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, and Texas. And last but not least, we also have the state of Utah, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. And moving on to the SNAP emergency allotments for the month of February. There's a couple of states that were approved. So starting off with those states that are sending their emergency allotments, they're usually 1 month behind, right? So these are the emergency allotments from January, but they'll be sending their payments in the month of February. So that includes California sending their benefits from January on February 4th or February 11th. Also Kansas, February 19th all the way through the 28th. Hawaii, February 13th. Massachusetts, February 2nd. Minnesota, February 7th all the way through February 28th. And Vermont, February 14th. Here we also have the payout dates for the emergency allotments for the benefits for February, starting off with Colorado, February 19th all the way through February 24th, Delaware, February 27th, DC's on a regular issuance schedule. We also have Louisiana, February 4th, the 11th, the 18th, or the 25th, Maine, February 10th, Maryland, February 4th all the way through the 23rd, Michigan, February 18th through February 28th, New Hampshire, February 2nd or February 17th, New Jersey, February 1st through the 5th, and Oklahoma, February 10th all the way through the 15th. The state of Oregon will be depositing their emergency allotments for February on one of the following dates. So it's either February 10th, the 27th, or the 1st of March. Pennsylvania, February 15th through the 1st of March. Rhode Island, February 3rd. Utah, February 25th. Virginia, February 16th. Washington, February 1st all the way through the 20th. West Virginia, February 8th. And Wisconsin, February 18th. And continuing on with the February SNAP emergency allotments, but here we have the March payout dates because remember, some states are usually 1 month behind. So starting off with California, they'll be sending their benefits from February into the month of March, and it would be March 25th. Hawaii, same thing, their benefits from February will be sent on March 13th. Kansas, March 22nd all the way through March 31st, and Vermont, March 14th. And moving on to other important news regarding state stimulus. So starting off with the state of Minnesota, your Governor Walz, the budget includes tax rebates worth up to $2,600. And then also in the state of Maine, the state of Maine is saying that their first round of $450 relief checks are going out to eligible Maine residents this week. And this is something that is said by the Department of Administrative and Financial Services. So moving on to those details regarding all these stimulus payments. So here's the additional details for those in the state of Minnesota, where your Governor Walz, his budget includes tax rebates of $1,300 to $2,600. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz detailed his 2-year state budget plan on Tuesday that the Democrat says will cut $5.4 billion in taxes and spend roughly $11 billion more on schools, housing, healthcare, public safety, and more. So the proposals include tax rebates worth as much as $1,300 per taxpayer or $2,600 per household, as well as reduced state taxes on Social Security. The governor also wants tax credits for childcare and then other costs of raising children. The Democratic governor has spent the last week outlining plans for as much as $11 billion in new spending over the next 2 years and $9 billion more in the years to come. Democrats are in control of state government with a slim majority in the House and then 1-seat margin in the Senate. That means if Democrats can hold together, Walz will likely get a lot of what he wants. And then for those in the state of Maine, new $450 to $900 checks will start going out this week. So according to the Department of Administrative and Financial Services, the first round of payments is set to go out later this week. The goal is to mail out 200,000 checks per week until all of the payments are processed. Now, the department's commissioner, Kristen Figueroa, appeared in front of lawmakers in Augusta on Tuesday. Figueroa said they hope to get payments to all of the more than 870,000 eligible Maine residents before the end of March. So that announcement coming at the start of this afternoon's public hearings on the governor's supplemental budget for 2023. And one thing about a new year is that we're always having to deal with tax season. So the 2022 tax season is already here, you guys. Here's 5 important things to remember. So the Internal Revenue Service will begin accepting and processing tax returns for 2022 on Monday to start the 2023 tax season. And so if you're wondering when do I have when's my deadline to file, that would be April 18th of this year. So if you made $73,000 or less in 2022, you are eligible for the IRS's free file program in case you need to do that. Then also taxpayers requesting an extension. I know sometimes I even run into that situation. We basically have until October 16th to file only if you request an extension. So make sure you ask your tax preparer for that information if you need to do that. And then also if you have questions about filing or if you want to check the status of your refund, then the fastest way to do so is to check the website, right, which would be irs.gov. It's recommended for you to check that first due to high volumes of phone calls. And of course, all this information is according to the IRS. And that is all the updates that I have for today. Remember to turn on your notification button to know when I have uploaded a new video. See you guys next time.